Hey Pisces, what's up guys? It's Ant from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your mid-July 2022 tarot reading. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, baby. What do we got going on here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus moving throughout mid-July 2022. What information can I provide here, please, for the zodiac signs of Pisces? Messages for Team Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-July 2022. Having a look here at your first card out, we do have here the 10 of Wands. Definitely the energy of feeling like you're carrying a lot, okay? So you might be feeling like you have a lot on your plate moving into the second half of the month. Looking at the next card that we have here for you, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. Could be the card of patience, also could be the card of planting your seeds. You might be in the position right now where you're working super hard so that you can set yourself up for a more calmer kind of future. So that could be the vibration coming in as well. And taking a look at the last two cards for you, we do have here the Emperor and we have here the Six of Wands. Definitely see you guys doing everything in your power to make sure that you claim some source of success moving into the second half of July. So I do see a lot of you guys prepping for your future here. You could be making financial decisions. Maybe right now you're putting in a lot of work to get extra money. This could be the energy of opening up a savings account. Maybe you're getting a joint account, possibly with a partner here. I do see money moves, especially money moves to put away money and to save money for your future. I do see a lot of you guys here working very hard too in your careers. So if that's the case for finances, you're really trying to put away as much money as possible coming into the second half of July. You know, it might be like a trust fund. It might be the energy of like wanting to save for a house later on or a college fund for your kids. You know, I definitely see lots of money here being pocketed. You're trying to limit your use and you're trying to, up the saving as much as you can, okay? So that's not bad. Overall, pretty good news there so far. But nonetheless, though, Seven of Pentacles, that's one thing I want to talk about here for sure. 10 of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, it's like I'm working super hard now so that I don't have to later, so that I can kind of enjoy myself later here. So that seems to be the goal. That seems to be the plan here. Especially if you're a younger Pisces, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, you're trying to get ahead, right? The younger you are and the more you start saving, the younger you are and the more you start working and making more of this money, the well off you are in your later years, So I do see a lot of that going on. Now with the Emperor card's interesting because this is the card of being a boss, being in power, being in control. You really feel confident. That's what I'm pulling from this card at least, to be more successful. You're feeling super confident here to start living the life of success that you want. Clarify real quick for me the Ten of Wands. What do we got here? The Ten of Wands for Pisces throughout mid-July 2022. And that is going to be clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you want to be your own individual. You want to do this on your own, so that's why you're taking up so much weight, and that's why you have so much on your plate. You're in a position right now where you're the person who's going to be busting your own butt to make sure that you get what you want. You're not taking anything from anybody else, and you're not asking for help from anybody else. I can do this on my own, and I'm going to make sure that I'm well taken care of. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Why do we got the Seven of Pentacles showing up here for Pisces? And that's going to be clarified by the universe, which is also known as the World card. So, taking a look here at the clarification, Seven of Pentacles and the World card. You want to plant your seeds now so that the world you're living in tomorrow is the world that best suits you. And let's clarify one more card. Tell me about the Emperor here. Why do we have the Emperor? And that's going to be clarified by the Tower and the Two of Pentacles. So you've seen yourself at your lowest, Pisces. Nobody has ever seen you at your lowest more than you've seen your own self, right? So you've seen yourself at your lowest, Pisces, and you don't ever want to get in that energy again. You don't ever want to get put in that type of cycle again. You want to make sure that you're set for life. I feel like the whole reason you're in this preparation type of energy, Pisces, is based upon whatever this is you've experienced in the past. Tower card, Two of Pentacles. You've been through a really rough situation, and that's something that you want to avoid as much as you possibly can going into your future. This could represent potentially for a few of you Pisces that maybe you guys were involved in rough financial situations. If you were dealing with a really rough financial situation, this is why you're coming incredibly prepared in the second half of July. For another group of you Pisces, if it's not about a financial situation, but it's about something else that you're dealing with, whether it be relationships, romance, personal goals, anything at all, you're at that place in time in your life where I want to make sure I'm prepared so that I don't have to deal with what I've dealt with previously. So the Emperor being that card of power, it is about making sure that you never have to be so vulnerable again and be subjected to those lower vibrational instances so that you can continue to be living a life where you're fulfilled and where you have good things happening. You don't want to ever go through what you went through over here. This event could be deemed traumatic for a few of you Pisceans. I'm not sure what it is specifically, like I've mentioned, but you're making sure that you have the power here so that you're always on top and you're never going to get back to that lower vibrational experience, all right? Let's go ahead and have a look here and see what's surrounding you. What's going to be surrounding Pisces here, or what's going to be going on in Piscean surroundings throughout mid-July 2022, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Taking a look at the first card out, we do have here the Three of Cups. Hello. Love that energy for you. Definitely seems to be a pretty good time of joy. You know, no matter how hard you're working, it shows that you're proud of yourself, which is really nice to see. Now, we also do have here the Nine of Wands. Moving on forward from that, we also have here too the Temperance card and the Hierophant card. So, I definitely feel like you have your moments, Pisces, that nobody else sees. You know, people will look at you, they're like, Pisces, you're working so hard, we're so proud of you, you're putting in all this effort, you're putting in all this time. You know, people definitely are proud of you. I feel like they're going to be telling you that they're going to be telling you that in general, throughout the second half of July, but you know, it's not easy, for sure. You're going to have those moments to yourself here with the Nine of Wands where you're super stressed out and where you feel like you have bit off more than you can chew and where you feel incredibly, incredibly overwhelmed. But it's things that you're still going to remain being able to get through. You know, you're still going to get through it, Pisces. You're still going to be okay. It's just that you're going to be keeping these types of moments to yourself. You know, nobody's really going to know the full experience of what it is you're going through, but you're going to do everything in your power right now to make sure that you provide for yourself and for your future, and to make sure that you're having the most joyous experience that you can here with the Three of Cups. And with the Hierophant here to the Temperance card, it's like I'm super committed right now. I'm committed. I'm devoted. I have a good attitude here with the Temperance card. I'm doing everything that I can to keep my energy in a perfect balance so that I can be successful moving into the second half of July. So you guys are really doing your best here to be on top of yourself, to be on top of your life, and to be creating a stable environment surrounding you. Stable financially, stable when it comes towards emotions, and stable in general. You want to make sure that the life you're living is a really, really neat life, filled with good opportunities, filled with good energy, and filled with tons of stability. You want to be living that life of abundance, and you're doing everything you can to set yourself up for that. I definitely don't feel like you have any sort of negative energies. You don't really have any sort of negative connotations for your future. You know you're doing a good job. You're proud of yourself. It's not easy, but you're out here, Pisces, kicking butt. And I'm proud of you too, man. I really like it for you, man. I really do. So your overall kind of synopsis of the read so far is that you've had a bad experience in your past, and it's really influenced you to grind. It's influenced you to go super hard here, Pisces, to really work on yourself and to work towards what you want and to set yourself up for a very stable future. You know, you're in that process right now where you're working hard so that all that hard work can pay off, and later on in life you can enjoy it a little bit more. And it seems to be really working out here in your favor. You feel very powerful. You're like, hey, even though it's tough, I'm out here kicking butt. I'm out here really starting to succeed. And you're proud of yourself. You're patting yourself on the back here. And I definitely feel too, you know, Three of Cups showing up over here, Hierophant card. It's like I am enjoying the process too of committing to really working hard in my life, because I'm starting to see something beautiful unfold. You're seeing the results unfold in front of you, but at the same time, the process has proved to be pretty fun and pretty enjoyable, despite how stressful it could be at times. Okay? All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and continue. We're going to check in with how you're feeling personally here throughout the second half of July. How are my Pisceans going to be feeling personally here throughout the second half of July, please? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Throughout mid-July 2022. And we got a whole stack of cards coming out over here, so let's go ahead and read them and see what we got. We got here the Nine of Swords, almost at the 10. We got the Nine of Swords, we got the Judgment, we got the Seven of Cups, we got the Hanged One, and we got here the Hermit. So, taking a look here at your personal feelings, Pisces, Nine of Swords, Judgment card, Seven of Cups, Hangman card, and the Hermit. Well, with the Nine of Swords here to the Judgment card, you know, this is the energy of giving yourself a chance. You knew what you were getting into was difficult. You knew what you were getting into was rough. But despite how rough and difficult it was, you continued to commit to what your vision was, and you're really starting to see it pay off. You know, Seven of Cups, that's the energy sometimes of feeling pretty overwhelmed. You have a lot of things happening all at once, but instead of allowing yourself to take on the whole world at once, you got here the Hangman card, you decided to take everything one day and one step at a time. And with the Hermit showing up over here, it overall was a pretty smart plan. I think you're recognizing that the more you take your time, building and establishing that wealth, building and establishing that abundance, building and establishing that stability. And the more that you have that positive energy pushed on into it, the better the results are. You know, it's very difficult for a person to succeed when they are taking on the entire world. It's not to say that you're not taking on a lot, Pisces. You totally are taking on a lot and you're kicking butt, but you're making sure not to overwhelm yourself to the point where it becomes far too much for the success of your future. You know, people are very good at multitasking, but when we're taking on every single thing, it could become very, very hard, and then we can get into that position where we feel quite demotivated to continue to go forward. So Pisceans, looking at your personal feelings, yeah, sure, it's pretty stressful what you've been working on this month. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but you are doing everything you can to make your experience far less challenging than it needs to be. If you need your breaks, you're taking your breaks. If you need to do less, you're doing less. You're not overworking yourself, and you're not pushing yourself past your limit, which is something I'm very, very thankful to see for you, because the worst thing to feel and the worst thing to do is to get to that position of a burnout. So you're doing very well, guys. You really, really are. Okay, this is like a very praiseful reading. Hopefully I'm not annoying you guys by praising you so much, but I'm happy for you, man. You're in a good place. You know, you're really putting in a lot of work and effort here, and I feel like the hard work's totally going to pay off. And it's one of those great flow periods too, because you're technically in a flow state where you're just working and you're happy about it and you're doing everything you can and you're kicking butt right now in your life, and it's such a nice flow. Because you also have this structure, you have this routine that you're following on a daily basis. You know, you're making sure that you're doing what you got to do, and there is that sense of gratification for getting those types of things done. You know, there is going to be that serotonin being released in the brain. There is that in the brain. Thank you. There is that sense of pleasure of accomplishing what you've set out to do and making sure that you're nailing those things on a daily basis, guys. It's a really good and gratifying feeling. So that's awesome too. All right, let's see what you guys can expect going forward throughout the rest of your mid-July. What can my Pisceans expect here, please? Going forward throughout the rest of their month, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What else can they expect going forward? First card out, we got here the Four Cups. So you definitely have to make some sacrifices, as anybody would when they are on that grind time, when people are working really hard and when they have a vision and a goal in mind. Sometimes there are things to sacrifice. So you can expect sacrificing certain situations. Maybe you're busy on a weekend and friends want to do something. Sorry, I can't. I'm busy. I'm working. You know, could be that energy. Nonetheless, though, we got here the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is the energy of contentment. What you can expect going forward is you being content with the lifestyle you're living. I don't feel, once again, that you're in a place of burnout. It doesn't look to me like this energy is too much for you. You're pretty content with the way life is going. Everything's smooth. Like, it's a good flow state that you guys are in. Moving on forward from that, we got here the Two of Wands. And then moving on to the final card for you, what do we got? And we got here the Queen of Cups. Cool. So with the Two of Wands showing up over here, Pisces, you may expect, or what you may see going forward throughout the rest of your month, is you might come to a period where you feel a little stuck. It's the energy of wondering, okay, when can I stop working so hard? Like, when can I enjoy the fruits of my labor? And to be honest, that's entirely up to you. I mean, you guys can keep working as hard as you would like to until you feel like you're content enough to slow down. But at the end of the day, you're doing just fine. If you guys wanted to take a step back here this month, Pisces, and relax a little, you're welcome to do that. And if you guys want to keep on working super hard on establishing and building stability in your life, you're more than welcome to do that too. So if you get to a place where you find yourself judging, am what I'm doing, like, is what I'm doing perfect for me? Like, is what I'm doing the right thing? Like, if you find yourself, I guess, doubting or second guessing yourself, don't let that deter you from the path you're on. Like, where you are and what you're doing is perfect for you. So just throwing that out there, Pisces. If any of you guys feel any sort of conflicting energies or any energies of self-doubt start to manifest, push it to the side. You're doing just fine. And looking at the last card that we have for what you can expect going forward, we do have here the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is that card where you're recognizing how you're feeling emotionally, and it is it's like a very big emotionally pleasing card. It's a card of emotional fulfillment. The thing about the Queen of Cups, though, is that you can't pour from an empty cup. I think that what you can expect going forward, too, is that you might hit a little bit of a wall, Pisces, where you realize, okay, I've been doing my structure, I've been following my routine, I've been doing what I have to do, and then you might realize, okay, is there more that I could be doing? Is there more that I could be implementing to continue to get to the stability I want to? What I would say is watch out for feeling like you're not doing enough. All right? that I think is the only warning I could give you guys moving throughout the second half of your July. Because when we get involved in that energy where we feel like we're not doing enough, then we start to feel less content, we start to feel restless, less fulfilled, and we start to be taking on way too much and far more than what it is we can handle. So try to not get involved in that energy. Try to keep reminding yourself that you're doing just fine, you're doing awesome, you're doing the perfect amount that you need to do. Do not overwork yourself, do not overextend your energies. Because you might get to that place once again, and now the Two of Wands makes a little more sense, where you question yourself. It's like, am I doing enough? You know? And then when you start to not feel like you're doing enough, you're going to take on the world, and it's just going to feel like a very overbearing and overwhelming time, and that's the last thing you guys want to experience. So Pisces, try to avoid this energy as much as possible if it does come up for you. Okay? So yeah, looking at your second half of July, guys, looking pretty rock solid. I feel like you're just in a very good place. You're in a very good flow state. You know, it sucks whatever happened in your recent past that triggered this event. You know, you went through something that was really rough and you were like, okay, I'm going to make sure I never get involved in that again. You know, if you had a financial issue that put you in a rough spot financially, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to make sure I work my butt off now so that I'm never in that financial place again. You know, for those of you that were dealing with a certain type of relationship that you might have felt shook you to the core a little bit, it's like, all right, I'm never going to give somebody else the opportunity to tear me down like that again. I'm going to build myself up right now. Because that could be the energy of this reading too. You know, you might have dealt with a romantic connection or even just a regular relationship as a whole where somebody did tear you down, and coming into mid-July, it's like, I'm never, ever, ever going to let that happen again. I'm going to build myself up to the point where nobody will ever have the opportunity to tear me down again. Regardless though, you're looking towards a life of stability and a life of abundance, and that's what you're building. Whether it's abundance on a financial level, an emotional level, striving towards your personal goals, or every single thing I just mentioned, you're looking for that wonderful life and you're putting all the effort in for you to create it and manifest it. And I'm proud of you guys for how far you've come. The only thing I'll say to you is that just don't let that energy of feeling like you're not doing enough get in the way or cloud your judgment. Everything you're doing is just fine, Pisces. Remain on this path going forward and you will see really wonderful results, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and have a look here at the overall outcome for you. What's going to be the overall outcome here for the zodiac sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-July 2022. And what do we have? We have here the Queen of Swords. I like it, man. You have a clear-cut vision of where things are going, and nothing here can stop you. The Queen of Swords, man, is a very, very powerful card. It's a card over here saying, I know exactly and precisely what it is I want. I can see my vision very clearly, and nothing is going to get in the way of that, especially whatever it is that you've endured in your recent past here with that Two of Pentacles and that Tower card. So, as far as what I'm seeing for you guys, I just dropped both those cards, by the way. That was violent. I did not mean to do that, but they flew across the room. So, hey, maybe that's a sign from Spirit over here. Yeah, you're really pushing that to the side, Pisces, right? But nonetheless, though, with the Queen of Swords, you have a clear-cut vision of where you're going. Nothing will stand in the way of you. You will get to where you need to go. So, Pisces, so long as you stay forward on this path, you are looking towards that very stable, abundant future, and I don't see anything getting in the way of it. So long as this is your path and you stay put on here, things are going to turn out quite well. Now, do you remember with tarot, we always have the free will to change anything we'd want to change. So when you do change things in your path inevitably changes too. So that's why I was trying to give you guys that previous warning of what I saw. Try not to take on more than it is that you can chew. Try not to get involved in those energies where you feel like you're not doing enough, because that's going to start to deter you from where you're going. You're in a good spot, man. You guys got this, okay? All right, Pisces, much love to you, man. Shout out to those of you that are new. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If it resonates, cool. If not, it's not your message. And if you want to check out any future videos I post or any other awesome tarot readers on YouTube, definitely feel free to do so. But either way, Pisces, much love to you. Have an awesome and amazing rest of your July, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.